What's up, world? This your guy Guitar K, and today we're gonna be talking about something that everybody go through: problems, man. But what we're gonna be talking about is stop dancing around the problems, man. Stop acting like the problem is not there. So many times we know what our problem is, but we try to avoid it. We try to dance around it. We try to look away, act like it's not there. That approach will never work. You got to deal with the problem. You got to confront the problem. You got to cut it out like it's cancer, man. Look, when I was a kid, we used to always read this story about a princess who she had a pebble under her mattress. And when she go to sleep, she couldn't sleep comfortably. So instead of taking the pebble from under the mattress, she kept buying more and more mattresses. And every mattress she would put on top, she ended up with like 50 mattresses on top. But no matter what, she could always feel that pebble. You got to deal with your problems, man. Look, to keep avoiding it, you know the saying, you can't keep sweeping it under the rug, because eventually that rug gonna buckle up and you ain't even gonna be able to walk around your own house. Look, man, look, when you keep avoiding problems, it causes stress. It causes anxiety. It has you walking on eggshells. Look. In the Bible, Jesus talks about if you're not willing to leave your mother, your husband, your wife, your father, whoever it is, to follow him, to follow the right way. And a lot of people get that confused. He's not telling you that you gotta condemn your parents or condemn your kids or leave them. But if they not doing the right thing and they not following the way, and if that's the one thing that's keeping you from following him, hey, you gotta throw your hands up. Look, man. If your kid is Jeffrey Dahmer and he keep bringing people home and eating people and you keep allowing that behavior, eventually you're going to be eating people. Look, man, look. At the end of the day, evil is evil. I don't care if it's your husband, it's your wife. If you recognize the problem, you can't keep dancing around it, because eventually that problem will bring you down. I know y'all remember the movie The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin, and then little Elijah Wood, way before he was Frodo Baggins, he came over and he was the adopted son, but he was a good kid. But bad Macaulay Culkin, he killing dogs, dropping dummies on the freeway, killing people. Look, he was a bad seed, man. And at the end of the day, the mother had a decision to make. When she was holding them both on the cliff, she could have held on to her biological son, which was a menace to society, who was going to grow up to be Jeffrey Dahmer or Hannibal Lecter or somebody like that. And in the other hand, she had her adopted son, Elijah Wood, who was a good kid. Man, she had to drop her real son. He was the bad seed, man. That's what I'm saying. You can't keep dancing around the problem, or eventually that problem is going to kill you or take you down with it. Look, man, when you recognize the problem, deal with it. Don't let it keep holding you back. When you walk away from a problem, y'all remember the story Lot, when he left Sodom and Gomorrah, when God allowed him to leave out of all that pain and misery and take his family with him. And his only instructions was, don't look back. And Lot even told his whole family, look, man, when this fire and brimstone start coming down and everybody else dying around us, we getting up out of here. And our only instructions from God is, don't look back. So when they start getting up out of there, look, man, they got laser-like focus. The only person that looked back was Lot's wife. And instantly, she turned to a pillar of salt, man. And that is so true in life. When God delivers us from a situation, when he delivers us from our pain and misery, we have no reason looking back, man. We have no reason going back to that thing. As soon as you look back, you're stuck. You get caught up. And that goes for like toxic relationships. That goes for them old neighborhoods that we used to always get in trouble in. We got no reason going back to those things once God delivers us from those things, man. And a problem can be anything. A problem can be people. A problem can be places. Problems can be things. We get delivered from drugs and alcohol. We get delivered from bad relationships. When we get delivered from crazy neighborhoods, we got no reason going back. But for some reason, our ego and our pride, we want to go back and show them that we're doing good now. Next thing you know, you get stuck. You never leave. Don't go back, man. When you know what the problem is, don't dance around it. Don't even go around it. Don't talk to it. Don't speak about it. Leave it where it's at. Don't keep dancing around the problem, because eventually it's going to bring you down again. It's a proverb that say, a man who returns to his folly is like a dog going back and eating his own vomit. Come on, man. You don't want that to be you. Why would you want that to be you? When God delivers you from a problem, stay away from it. Leave it where it's at. Don't even look back, man. Keep going forward. The only way you're going to be a new person if you keep doing new things. Don't go back to old things. Don't go back to old relationships. Don't go back to old situations. Don't go back to old behaviors. Don't look back, or you might turn to a pillar of salt like Lot's wife. Stop dancing with those problems. I don't know what you're doing with them. I don't know if you're Tootsie rolling with them or butterflying with them. I don't know. You might be bougie. You might be doing the waltz with them. You might be doing the tango with them. I don't know. You might be a little spicy. You might be doing the salsa with them. But look, what I'm saying is leave those problems where they at, man. Once God delivers us from them, we got no business stepping in the same room with them anymore. Leave them where they at. Avoid the problems. Step into new purposes. Step into new passions. And look, sometimes we have personal problems that we know that we have them, but we're not willing to do it. We're not willing to deal with them. You got to confront them things head on. It could be procrastination that's keeping you from doing what you need to do. It could be just straight up laziness. Like I said before, it could be drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex. Just straight up lusting. You could just be straight up just a negative minded person all the time. Look, man, whatever your problem is, leave it over there and you do a complete 180 and go the other way from your problem. If you deal with procrastination, you got to force yourself to start doing what you need to do right now. If you deal with laziness, you got to force yourself to get up and start doing what you need to do. And like I said, if it's something like drugs and alcohol, man, once God deliver you from that thing, man, don't look back. Don't go back. Don't even talk to the people you used to do it with. Don't go to the same neighborhoods where you used to do it at, man. You got to change your thinking. You got to change your behaviors. You got to do a complete 180. Look, man, when I first started getting clean and I asked them, look, man, how do you do this thing? They said, you got to change. I said, what do you have to change? They said, everything. And I'm telling you, if you like me, you got to look up the definition of everything. Everything means everything, man. You might have to start watching different TV shows. You might have to start watching different movies. You might have to start listening to different music. It is that serious. Like I said, stop dancing around the problem. When you recognize what the problem is, man, get as far away from it as possible. Why play with it? This is your life. It's nothing to play with, man. When you recognize the problem, don't go nowhere near it. Do whatever you can do to keep you as far away from it as possible. So what we doing today? Staying away from the problems. Once you recognize it and you know what it is. I did a video a while ago on if you know better, you do better. And I said this in another video that I did. And I start to realize that just because we know better, we don't always do better. The question is, are you willing to do better? Look, man, you know better now. Are you willing to keep doing better? In the movie Heat, Robert De Niro had one of them fire lines in there like he always do. He said, if it's something that you can't leave in 15 minutes, man, look, you attach yourself to these problems and we recognize what they is. You got to be able to detach yourself from that thing, man. And even in the beginning of first dealing with it, you got to recognize like this might be something that when the heat comes down on me, I can't leave it. So right then and there, you got to start asking yourself, is this a good situation to even get into? I'm saying this is the level of mindfulness that we got to be thinking at today. That I can't even deal with certain things because I know that when the heat gets on me, I might not be able to pull away from this thing and it might pull me down with it. Don't even start with the problems. Look, man, a problem, avoid it in the beginning is going to save you down the road. Look, man, don't even start the dancing with the problems. That way you never had to get all connected with it in the first place. Practice self-control. Practice discipline, man. We ain't got no time for no extra problems today, especially if you're my age now, man. We done been to so many problems. We know what they look like. We know when we're creating them. We know how it's going to end. We can play that tape back and forward, and we know how the story goes. Look, man, we done did this dance. We can do this dance in our sleep. Stop dancing with problems. Look, man, I'd rather be, lonely by myself than have to deal with the problems of somebody else. Hopefully you feel the same. We'd rather dance alone than to dance with problems. This is your guy, Guitar K. Be more